The Wizards are currently 24-40, which would put them at 9th in the Eastern Conference. But this does not just put the Wizards at 9th in the Eastern Conference, it also puts them a few games away from being the absolute worst team in the NBA. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a major advocate for tanking or I'm a major advocate for teams intentionally losing games, but for the Wizards to make the playoffs this year, it would make absolutely no sense. When you look at what this team has done and what this team has, it's a team with a ton of potential. As NBA fans, do we deserve to see Bradley Beal in the playoffs right now? Yes. As NBA fans, does this Wizards team deserve to be in the playoffs? Well, I guess my answer would be if they make it, sure, why not? But do I want to see the Wizards currently in the playoffs? No, I want to see what's best for this team long term, and I want to see what's best for Bradley Beal. This is a phenomenal scorer. In fact, one of the best in the NBA currently. He's been dropping a jaw-dropping 30 points per game this season. And you have to look at the way Bradley Beal simply fills up the scoreboard. He doesn't do it one way. This is a guy that specializes in scoring the basketball in just about every way imaginable. Not only can Bradley Beal flat out fill it up, but he's somebody that can also pass the ball at a very high level. And it's things like this that help separate Bradley Beal from some of the other top scorers in the NBA. Versatility goes a very long way in life, in basketball, whatever you do. You want to be versatile, you want to be flexible. Offensively, the more versatile you are, the less predictable you are, and the more the defense is at your mercy. But hey, some people, they're so good at one thing that it simply makes up for their lack of versatility. Defensively, defensive versatility gives you the option and your team the option to switch multiple positions and help shut down teams in different ways. It opens up a completely different bag schematically. Look, I could sit here and tell you guys exactly how good Bradley Beal is, and I mean I should, because I haven't done a dedicated Bradley Beal video yet. But I want to focus on how Bradley Beal is this good, and yet the Wizards are still this bad. The Wizards stand as a team with a ton of potential, and getting a good pick in this year's draft would go a very long way. But what if I told you there was a chance that the Wizards could end up with multiple picks in this year's draft alone and going forward for the future? But it would involve getting rid of one of their franchise cornerstones, who in the end may not want to leave. We'll talk about it all this video, but before we go any further, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You will not want to miss another D-Coop video, and that's facts. I stream on Twitch 3 times a week, so be sure to follow my Twitch, twitch.tv/GLikeCoop. We have a lot of fun in my streams, and the comments can vouch for it. Also, my NFL channel is starting to get some steam, so if you love NFL football, be sure to subscribe. The links will be in the description below. When we think about this Wizards team, sometimes it's easy to forget that the injuries have hit this team so hard. John Wall has been out so long that sometimes I think people forget about an era that's still going on, or at the very least still has the potential to continue. It's been a tough injury, yes, but John Wall at 29 years old is still in the prime of his career. A prime that's turned out multiple 20-point, 10-assist seasons. John Wall, when healthy, is one of the most exciting point guards in the entire NBA. And yes, I know that's high praise for a guy that hasn't played professional basketball or an NBA game, more or less, in quite some time. But that's exactly how good John Wall is. I've been seeing videos of Wall, and I have to say he looks great. He says that he's 110% healthy, and he's been keeping track of everybody taunting the Wizards, and pretty much he's going to make them pay. Wall was quoted saying, "I'm gonna be better than I was before," and that's the scary part. They didn't even get the best of John Wall yet. I can't wait to show them what I got. Oh, and did I mention the versatile forward Rui Hachimura? This do-it-all forward is posting a great rookie campaign. And while 13.4 points might not wow anybody, his game is so smooth. He has all the tools and he has the body. If you watched him, you'd understand. The league has grown all too accustomed to sleeping on DC. But of course, I'm painting a vibrant picture. Teams have been reportedly interested in Bradley Beal. According to Shams, the Lakers, Heat, and Pelicans are some of the teams that have expressed said interest in Bradley Beal. First off, I gotta start with the Los Angeles Lakers, because I guess this should come as a surprise to nobody. The Lakers are a team that is always looking to upgrade, even if they don't have the proper assets. But of course, there are some people who think that the Lakers do. I'm going to give you guys a package or an idea of what the Lakers can offer. But for a second, let's just imagine Bradley Beal in Los Angeles alongside Anthony Davis and LeBron James, one of the best forwards and creators to ever play the game of basketball. LeBron's creating and passing is on a different level, and this Lakers team can beat you in so many different ways that it would be scary if the NBA were to return. The Lakers defense is so good. They're so good at playing team defense and hiding others' deficiencies that if you can knock down an open shot, LeBron's going to find you. You just gotta play your role and know your part. This Lakers team, it's not like the seasons before. It's not a team that struggles to have an identity. We know exactly who they are. We know exactly what they can do. And with that being said, we know exactly what this team needs. It's a team that's great and not perfect, but again, no team really is. The Lakers are a team that would benefit from a third scoring option, a point guard, a wing defender, and a few other things. And I'll go more in depth on this in another video. If you guys would like, I would break down LeBron, the Lakers, and their chances of winning a championship if the NBA were to resume. But what better way to fill a scoring void than getting the second best scorer in the NBA currently? And look, I'm not here to argue, but statistically, Beal is second in points per game. And that's with everybody trying to stop him. Back-to-back 50-point games, no problem. Beal's got it. Beal's scoring and shooting would help to further open up the floor and take a heavy load off of LeBron James. Playmaking would go a very long way. But let's look at some of the offers the Lakers could possibly make. The offer would likely have to include Danny Green, Kyle Kuzma, Cook, or JaVale McGee, with some working around the contracts of these players. Silver Screen and Roll thinks it's possible the Lakers would also have to part with Talon Horton-Tucker or their 2020 first-round pick. Personally, I don't think that deal would be near enough. I don't think all of those players combined and the pick would be near enough for Bradley Beal. I think the Lakers would have to dig deep into their pick bag and have to give up Anthony Davis type picks to go after Bradley Beal. Money-wise, this would put the Lakers in a tough spot, but who wouldn't be willing to come play for Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Bradley Beal? That's virtually guaranteeing a ring. Let me know in the comments right now if you guys think any team would be able to stop them. Now, another team that has shown tremendous interest in Bradley Beal are the Miami Heat. This team makes perhaps more sense in the fact that I think the Heat simply have more assets to offer. Not only would Beal be a great fit in Miami, but Miami would be able to give up the likes of Kendrick Nunn, perhaps Tyler Hero, future picks, and more assets. But even with the surplus of picks, I'm not sure this move would entice the Washington Wizards enough. Ultimately, I do think that the Wizards are going to do everything in their power to keep Beal happy. If that involves them dealing future assets, I think they may end up doing that. But of course, Miami is a team that naturally feels like it's one piece away. And whether that piece be Giannis, Beal, or another big-time player that they target, I do think the Miami Heat are going to be a team that ends up with another big-time player alongside Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, and the rest of that team. The Heat have done the hard work. They've built successfully. The culture is in place. This is a defensive-minded team that's very versatile. Their star players, they got the right mindset. There's a reason Jimmy Butler is one of my favorite players in the NBA. Now, perhaps my favorite team we are going to discuss this whole video, the Pelicans. This is a move that I don't want to see happen. I don't want to see the Pelicans make a move for Bradley Beal because it forces the Pelicans into win now mode. The other teams that I've discussed, they're teams that are rightfully in win now mode. The Pelicans have a culture in place. They have young players. They have everything you need going forward that would only be ruined by a rushed trade, even for a great player. Zion is on the same timeline as the rest of his teammates, and it should stay that way. But with that being said, the Pelicans would be able to put together an amazing package. Whether it revolved around Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Jackson Hayes, or future picks, or multiple players, the Pelicans would be able to at least make perhaps the Washington Wizards think. Our time is coming. Zion's time is coming. But it's not right now. Two other teams that I think would also be able to make the Wizards think are perhaps the Toronto Raptors and the Brooklyn Nets. Beal in Brooklyn would be simply ridiculous alongside Kyrie and KD. But at this point, honestly, I just want to see Kyrie and KD on the floor together. Brooklyn has assets, and Kyrie, he's wanted a trade to make the team better. Let me know in the comments what team you would most want Beal on. We've seen his frustrations grow over the course of the season. He just wants to win, but that doesn't mean he wants to jump ship. Beal said, "I've put my roots down in DC. I've dedicated myself to this town, this community. I love it here. And it would feel great to know I could grind out winning here instead of jumping to another team. But I'd be naive to say that I don't think about it when these stories come up." Be sure to click the video on the screen right now, guys. It's incredibly dope. Be sure to subscribe. Notice on. I'm D Coop, and I'm out.